All right. We're now joined by sophomore Emily Ryan and senior Ashley Jones from Iowa State University. So if you have a question, please raise your hand.
Tommy Birch, Des Moines Register. This is for Ashley and Emily. I believe over the summer or the off season, Coach Fenley, or maybe it was one of you guys, put up the score of the Texas A&M game on the scoreboard and left it on at the practice facility. Is that right?
Yeah, Coach Fenley had the score up on the scoreboard during our practices, and on the back of our shirts it said "Remember the Alamo" and had the score on it. So just kind of a mental reminder of where we were last year and kind of what we don't want to do again this year, and just taking that next step forward and use it as motivation.
That was during summer workouts?
Yeah.
How much did that motivate you guys, this is for both of you, to, I guess, like you had said, not have that happen again?
Let's start with Emily.
Yeah, no, just knowing how close we were to winning that game last year and how it made us focus on how important the little things are, and that's something we focused on a lot this summer, is that any little play or any little detail can change the outcome of a game. So having that reminder just was something that was in the back of our mind all summer and kept us motivated.
Ashley, do you have anything to add to that?
No, just kind of like what Emily said, just knowing that you have to play till the very end, and every little thing in the game matters. So you just have to go out, play as hard as you can, and really buy into the scouting report.
Rob Gray, Cedar Rapids Gazette. This is for Ashley. Talked a lot about what it means to host these first two rounds, and I mean, and you often talk, all of you guys talk about not taking anything for granted. Just how special is that, knowing that you not only have the fan support for you guys, but these are women's basketball fans that are going to show up for probably a lot of these games, or all of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's really great when we get to host. We have some of the best fans in the country, so just to be able to play at Hilton again and get our fans in here, and I know they're excited and we're excited, so it will be a lot of fun, and we just have to focus in and get ready to play.
Connor Ferguson, Cyclone Fanatic. Ashley, this is kind of more so for you. I know you guys draw a lot of motivation from that game in San Antonio last year. If you kind of go back to 2019 when you guys hosted here and lost to Missouri State in the round of 32, does that kind of stay in your mind, keep the motivation of like nothing's guaranteed in this tournament, it's still a tournament at the end of the day?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you remember all the little plays and everything that happens, but you can't really dwell on it. You have to continue moving on and trying to get better. And so just knowing that you can't take any team for granted. Every team's going to go out and give everything they have, so you just have to do the same, go out and compete, and like I said, focus on our scouting report and come ready to go.
Hi guys, Scott Reiser from KCCI. I pretty much know you're going to answer this based on what you were just talking about not looking past anybody, but it's impossible for everybody else not to see Greensboro lurking in a possible Sioux showdown. Have you guys caught yourself at all, or anybody else on the team, like, hey, let's make it and maybe see Iowa or anything like that, or is that just so far not even in your mindset at all? I'd like to hear what both of you guys have to say.
Let's go to Emily first.
Yeah, no, that's honestly not anything we're focused on at all. We're really focused on UT Arlington and preparing the best we can for them and trying to win that game. That's our biggest focus right now.
Yeah, like Emily said, we have UT Arlington first. You can't overlook them. They're a good team, so we just have to focus on that right now and get ready to play for that one.
And for Emily and Ashley, what has the scout revealed about UT Arlington, what they've got, and kind of what you have to be concerned with?
Let's start with Emily again.
Yeah, they're a really talented team. They're in the NCAA tournament for a reason. They won their conference tournament easily. They didn't have any trouble. And they have their conference player of the year on their team as well. So we're going to have to really focus and focus our scout team and do what we can to limit what they do best and see what that takes us.
This is for either of you guys. Have you looked at Star Jacobs for UT Arlington at all? And I know your game plan kind of surrounds, if they got a star player that produces a lot of scoring, we're going to let them get theirs and kind of focus on everyone around them. Have you guys looked at how you're going to approach that?
Let's go to Ashley and then Emily.
Yeah, we've scouted, and we know she's a really good player, so we just have to stay in front of her, kind of limit her shots, and box out and rebound. I think that's the big thing. Also, getting rebounds, helping us get some defensive rebounds to use in our offense as well.
Yeah, Star Jacobs is obviously a great player. Like I mentioned, player of the year in their conference. So we know we have to focus really hard on her, but it's not just her either. They have a lot of solid pieces around her too. So we really have to focus in on each individual person and try to take away their strengths.
Emily, what's this like getting to play, knowing that, you guys are a top 10 program, everyone's watching all season long, but this is the NCAA tournament. Seems like the bright lights are really shining. As a competitor, does it, add a little more juice to you, and what's this experience going to be like, do you think?
Yeah, it's going to be really fun just to have the opportunity to play in the NCAA tournament. That's something you dream of growing up. So having this opportunity is really special, and to be able to do it in front of Hilton makes it even more special. So just having this opportunity, I know as a team we're going to be focused on the task at hand, but we're going to enjoy the moment as well.
Do we have any more in-person questions for the student athletes?
Ashley, how has Emily's game changed from last year to this year, in just terms of, just on offense especially, in terms of kind of getting everyone the ball in the right spot, because it's really been fun to watch her passing.
Yeah, Emily has done a great job. She's always in the gym trying to get better, and you can really see that. Her confidence is really high right now, and she does an amazing job of understanding the game, knowing when she needs to score, when to get someone the ball at the right time. So I think just watching her grow from last year to this year has been a lot of fun, and it's a lot of fun playing with her.
I got one more, sorry. Ashley, is there any emotional hangover from Kansas City from the way you guys lost to Texas at all entering this week, do you think?
Not necessarily. It's a new season, really. You got to learn from what happened in the Texas game and use that to help us as we move forward, knowing that when you lose, you're done, and you just have to go into every game like it could be your last and give it everything you have.
All right, we'll now move to remote. So if you are joining us remotely, please use the raise hand function if you would like to ask a question. I think that's all we have for you. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Coach, how's it going? Happy St. Patrick's Day.
You too.
All right, let's get started. Coach, if you'd like to begin with an opening statement, then we'll take questions.
Just beyond excited to be in this situation. It never gets old, certainly after what we've all been through the last couple of years, to be back to a normal NCAA setting. We have a lot of kids that haven't had this experience, so it's a great thing. Honored to host it. And certainly, last thing is I just cannot thank the staff here enough. The amount of work that they have put in and to have also the first 4 game last night, just no one does it better. No one does it better than Iowa State and the staff here. So I really appreciate their work, and hopefully it'll be a great weekend for all the teams that are here.
All right, if you've got a question for Iowa State head coach Bill Fenley, please raise your hand.
Rob Gray, Cedar Rapids Gazette. Bill, we'd asked the student athletes about keeping up that A&M score, I think, in the summer. I know you intend that as motivation, not like, oh gosh, you guys messed up. How do you feel that, and I know signs have been a big thing for you throughout your career. How do you feel that was a nice way to kind of ease them into this season and get them focused on the long task at hand?
No, I think with the score and the T-shirts and the signs, some teams that's a reminder of a negative. I think this group, it was more of a reminder of possibilities and opportunities that we didn't take advantage of. And I think our team understands that, and certainly the leadership of our team understands it. So it was just one of those things that just literally we decided to try it. We asked them about it. They seemed very receptive, so we kind of went with it. I got tired of looking at it, to be honest with you, but it was there all year. I could look out my window and see it for I don't know how many months.
That was just for the Tommy Birch Des Moines Register. That was just for the summer workouts and everything.
Yeah, we put it up there. We made T-shirts, remember the Alamo, and we put the score everywhere. And it was just a reminder during the summer, there's no one around. It's just us. It's not any fun. We started June 13th, and you're sitting there going, all this work that we're going to put in to hopefully be here today. And, it's just something that just gave them a visual of why am I doing this every single day in June, in July, in August. And to our kids' credit, we got to this point.
No, a lot's been made about what type of matchup you may have with UT Arlington now that you've gotten a chance to break down the film. What are you seeing, and how do you feel about the way they match up with you?
I think the two things right off the bat for me, they're very old, like a lot of teams in this tournament. Everyone's a senior except for Star Jacobs, I think is redshirt junior, so they're a very mature team. And then Jacobs is a handful. The kind of post player that we see in our league. She can score it. I think she averages 21 points a game, shoots a ton of free throws. Coach Wright has done an amazing job. I'm glad the coaches don't have to play each other. That would be a mismatch. I'd get killed. But I think the way they play, they change defenses, switch a lot. So, not a lot of the things that we've seen in the Big 12, but certainly their maturity. And when you have a star caliber player, no pun intended, her name is Star Jacobs, you have a chance to do some big things. So our kids are excited. It's fun to play someone different than what you've seen in the Big 12 twice a year and sometimes 3 times. So hopefully we'll have a good day of practice today and stay awake till 9 o'clock tomorrow night. I mean, it's 1 o'clock, and I'm like, are we ready to go yet? We still got 8 hours to go. So it's, that one's going to be hard. Emily Ryan's in bed at 9 o'clock. We got to figure something out here.
Coach Connor Ferguson, Cyclone Fanatic. Speaking of Star Jacobs, I know your game plan with dynamic scorers like that is kind of, you're going to let them get theirs and you're going to focus on the players around her. Have you looked at anything different from that, I guess, that deviates from a normal game plan like that for you, or I guess how are you going to attack her?
No, we're not going to do a lot of stuff different. I think that sometimes as a coach or not myself, you overthink things. There's a reason we're here, and the reason we're 26-6, and let's not get too crazy here. But we got to be smart. I think there's a lot of things that are different. The number one thing is the officiating could be different. You could see people that you've never seen before. So you got to be smart, and the number one thing that you look at is you got to keep people off the free throw line, especially a kid like Jacobs. And we've done an amazing job over the years of not being a team that fouls people. And those are things that you have to really believe in and practice and focus on. That, that's the way we play, but you have to reinforce that with your team, I think, when you get into the postseason. And really, again, it goes back to our thing: embrace who you are and don't apologize for what you're not. And that's what we're going to try and do tomorrow night.
And I know you said you get tired of looking at that Texas A&M score from last year. I kind of wanted to draw on that Missouri State game from a couple years ago. Does it kind of serve those two things? I know you're not going to overlook any team, and your team's not going to overlook any team. But does that serve as like a motivation and a constant reminder that anything can happen in this tournament?
I don't know so much about the Missouri State thing. I think anyone who follows college basketball or sport knows that anything can happen. That's the beauty of this event. And that's the March Madness part. The madness is what this is about. And whether it's the men's side, the women's side, we've all seen it. We've all been a part of it. And the thing that I tell our players every year when we get into this situation is you just want to play as hard as you can, play as well as you can, so that when, obviously, at some point the season does end, you feel like you played the best you could play. And everyone in this tournament is going to lose except for one team at the end. We all know that. So just don't walk out of – I'm a big what-if person, no what-ifs. Avoid the what-ifs in your life as much as you can. And for us, that means show up, play hard, give our fans what they deserve, and we'll have a good crowd, and we appreciate that. But that's basically what we're going to be about.
Andrew Harrington, Iowa State Daily. What does it mean to you and your team to be playing these games in Hilton?
Oh, I think it's phenomenal. I think the chance to play at home is great. But I think for us, it's a great way to showcase our university, our community on a national stage. I think it says a lot about our fan base. I think it says a lot about our team. I think it says a lot about the commitment our university and our departments made to our program, not just this year, but forever. And I think, as I said at the beginning, that's why we run these events better than anyone else. We know how to do it. We have people that are committed to it, and our players. It's fun and I think the other thing, Andrew, that's fun is to walk in, and even though it's home, it's like you got some new furniture. Got some cute little signs everywhere, and there's all kinds of stuff in the locker room, and it's like when I leave town, I come home, my wife bought something else, while I was out recruiting for a month. But it's a combination of both. It's great to be here, but it's great that it's different. I don't know if I explained that right, but it's really, damn, this is so cool. I just think this is like the greatest thing ever. So sorry. It's just, you guys know me. Go ahead.
Hey, Coach, Scott Reister, KCCI. And I agree with you. It's fun to see the food they're serving us. It's great.
Here you go. See? Exactly. See?
Right, we'll take it.
Whatever we can do to make you guys happy. That's.
We appreciate it. Yeah. Emily Ryan, 11 assists away from the school's all-time single-season record. I didn't realize she was so close.
I didn't either.
Yeah, looking at the game notes, and she's already had the single-game record. How is she able to set her teammates up so well at such a young age, and also what does that do for the offense?
Emily Ryan I've said this many times. I think if you defined, Googled, whatever, point guard, it's a picture of her. The way she cares about her teammates, the way she understands the way we need to play, the trust that she has from her teammates, from her coaches is amazing. And the kid just, I don't want to say the hardest. That's not fair. There's never been a player that's worked harder to be a great player than Emily Ryan. Every single morning, she's in the gym. But she's the kind of kid that you want to, the whole coach on the court thing. She's pretty good. Pretty good.
Hey, Coach Colin Cahill with WOI out of Des Moines. We saw you guys play a really physical game with Texas. Is there a happy medium of that you would like that to translate over into the next game? Obviously, UTA plays a different style of basketball, but is there a happy medium of what you would like to see them, how that translates to the next game?
Yeah, I think for us it's about playing the game with some flow. Trying to learn to play through contact a little bit better. I thought we did it better in the game. The first 2 times we played Texas, we did not do it, and that was my fault. I didn't have them ready to do the things we needed to do. I thought we did in the tournament. Obviously disappointed in the outcome, but I thought we handled it better. I thought we helped each other better. I thought, when you play against pressure defensive teams, everyone's like, well, it's the quarterback's fault. Well, someone needs to block for the quarterback. Or, it's the point guard's fault. Well, someone needs to get open, So I thought we did a better job of that. And if we can do that tomorrow night, you're right. Arlington doesn't play that. But it's still, you still got to get into your offense better. You got to have a little bit of flow. And I think that game, hopefully, even though we lost the game, I do think we learned a lot from it. I really do.
Have you noticed the success that you guys have had this season having an impact when you've gone out and recruited throughout the year?
Yeah, I think it's helped some. I think, to be honest with you, Tommy, I think our recruiting has been benefited because of the longevity of our success. Our when you start talking about stability and the way our university embraces our program, the leadership of our university, our community, all those things go into it. But sure, this year has given us another boost. And I think as a whole, as a university, it started in the fall with what Coach Campbell's team, and then what TJ's doing and what wrestling's doing, and all of that stuff just adds to what we can say to a prospective student athlete and their parents about, this is an opportunity for you. So we've gotten a little extra, certainly this year, but I think it's been pretty consistent, hopefully.
Any more questions in person for Coach?
Yes, sir. Go ahead. I don't want to break any rules here. You got to have a microphone and, geez, got the mood lighting going on. This is like cool.
Nice. It's very nice.
Yeah, it is very nice.
You've coached for a couple of years now.
Thank you. That's very nice.
Is there a type of brand of basketball that you see that comes out of the Sun Belt where UTA? Are they kind of unique at all? Are you used to playing teams out of the Sun Belt at all, and what style of basketball they play?
No, we really haven't played a lot of Sun Belt teams. But I think what you see is they're very athletic. They like to pressure the ball. You might have a little bit of undersized post players, but usually very skilled point guard play. The really good teams that come out of the Sun Belt are like Troy last year, like UTA this year, experienced, rebound the ball well. Even though undersized, their guards historically are guards that can rebound and invert their offense a little bit more. And usually they'll have, like the Milton kid, a dynamic point guard that can get you off the bounce. That seems to be the kind of teams that we've seen over the years. And I know Troy had an amazing game against A&M last year. So I think that even though we haven't played a lot of them, that's the style that seems to be more prevalent in that league.
Any more questions for Coach? All right, we don't have any remote questions, so thank you, Coach, for joining us.
Thank you all. Appreciate your time today. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
This press conference will be available in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at www.